Hi guys, welcome back to A Page in the Chapter, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Paige and it is time for another reading vlog. So this is actually going to be a weekly reading vlog because I can vlog for the entire week. I have now gone down to my term time hours at work, so I am only working Saturday and Sundays now because it is freshers week this week. Not that I am a fresher because I'm a master's student, but I just have welcome talks all of this week, so you guys will get to see some of that. And then next week is the first week of classes, which I will also be vlogging. So yeah, you guys are going to actually get to see a full week as I kind of get used to my new schedule and use the added time to read a lot. So I'm currently in the middle of Lightlark. I am on page 250 of about 400, so I'm hoping I can get this finished quite early on in the week. Then I might just get started on my October TBR a little bit early. My October TBR will be coming out this week, potentially. I've got it all scheduled out, but I have forgotten. If you're unfamiliar, Lightlark is a bit of a TikTok sensation book. It is written by Alex Aster, who is very good friends with Chloe Gong. They are both big on the whole TikTok book talk thing. And this book received quite a lot of hate straight out the gate when it was released. It had a ridiculously low Goodreads rating. I think it was averaging 2 stars in its first week of release. It follows an island called Lightlark, and every 100 years there is a centennial, so there's an 100-day competition every 100 years where the different rulers of Lightlark will compete and then one of them has to die, and if one of them dies it will break the curses that are placed on all of the leaders. It was very slow going. If you did not see my last vlog then you may not know this, but I was so unsure if I was going to finish it or not. The first 150 pages were a drag for me. I could not get into this book, but I was also dealing with a massive book hangover, so that could have been why. So ever since this book picked up I have just been really enjoying it. I absolutely flew through the next 100 pages, to which I'm now on page 250. I think I have already said that. So I'm hoping to really get this finished early on in the week. I'm really enjoying the world building. Whilst this book is not going to be a 5-star read for me, I'm not blown away. I can see why people don't like it. I do think that the world building is just incredible, and the amount of detail and thought and backstory that has gone into the island of Lightlark and the different rulers and this centennial and the social political history of each ruler and island is all very well thought out, and Alex Aster is kind of constructing some of the scenes to give her the opportunity to talk about how well she's actually constructed this world, and I'm actually really enjoying that. And even though it could be very confusing to have all of these different islands competing in this 100-day competition in order to break individual curses that they all have, it could be very complicated, but I think Alex Aster does a really good job of explaining it and making it accessible to a YA audience, but making it complicated enough that an older audience like me is still having some fun with it. So today for me is just going to be a really lazy day. I kind of just want to lie in bed reading my book and playing Dreamlight Valley or The Sims all day. I don't have anything that I need to get done today. My welcome talks start from tomorrow, so this is a free day for me basically. I don't have uni and I don't have work. This isn't going to be happening for a very long time. I'm kind of hoping to just relax basically, and yeah, I'll be bringing you with me. If you guys like reading vlogs and you're looking forward to seeing some of the uni study tube content, that I want to start working into my booktube content, which is still 100% staying around. I'm not switching focus. But if you guys are excited about that, then do please feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below to stay tuned for all of that good content that I have coming up. You guys are also welcome to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Page in Chapter to see what I'm reading and how I'm reviewing it in real time, see life updates, see pictures of my dogs, anything you could possibly want over on my social media. Yeah, I feel like now I'm gonna get back into bed and read some more of Lightlark, and I will catch up with you hopefully soon. I finished it. Okay, so one of the things that I expected to happen did happen. I really thought there was only going to be one twist to this book, and so I predicted what I thought the twist was going to be, and I was right. But there was also 5 other twists that I did not predict. I love the ambiguity of this book, this like who do you trust, who is lying to you, who is not lying to you thing, and I feel like there might be a sequel. The way the book ends is sort of, it's not cliffhangery, but it definitely doesn't answer every single question. There is one question left unanswered, so maybe there's a sequel. I will be giving this 3 stars, but like it's a good 3 stars. The first 150 pages were just so slow. The ending's kind of worth it. Like, it's really good. I wasn't expecting to enjoy the last 200 pages as much as I did, considering how bored I was in the first 150 pages and how much I could not get into it. But really giving myself that opportunity and setting those deadlines of you need to get to 150 pages today really like helped me push through. And whilst I am one to be like, if you're not enjoying a book, DNF it, this book throws that whole mindset askew because I wasn't enjoying it beyond 100 pages. I should have DNF'd it, but the ending was so good. This book also is really spicy. Like, this is a young adult and it has some spice in it. It has a lot more spice in it than I'm used to young adult having. It's not a fade to black. Everything about this book has surprised me and I'm happy to be surprised. I do not know what I'm going to read next. Maybe Gideon the Knight? I don't know what to read next, but for now I'm going to be playing Disney's Dreamlight Valley because I need a moment to recover from this book. I feel like I'm having another book hangover. It's just not a bad thing because having a book hangover is a sign that a book was really good, but I have now had 2 books that have given me hangovers back to back. Lightlark was the book I picked up to help me get over my book hangover from Carrie Soto is Back, and now I'm feeling hungover from this one too. I need help. There's too much going on. Everything just feels overwhelming. Yeah, this was really good. Honestly, I think I'm gonna give this 3.5 stars. It's not quite a 4-star for me, and I do feel like how bored I was in the first 150 pages needs to be considered, because I think a lot of people would lose interest in this book very quickly, and that could potentially be why it had such low reviews straight away. But it definitely doesn't deserve the hate that it has been getting. It is a very, very solid YA fantasy. I really don't read YA fantasy that much these days, but this has it all. If you enjoyed any of Chloe Gong's books, then I really think you will enjoy Lightlark too. It has the same detailed world building, it has the same like political history-ish, like politics inside the world building and the fantasy, and it has very strong romance, and the romance in this book is like one I've never ever read before. I was just left so confused by it in the best way possible. So honestly, I really, really enjoyed this book. 3.5 stars for me. And now I am just gonna hibernate because what do I do now? I finished the book and I don't know what to do. I have had the most relaxing day. It has been wonderful. I've pressed something and I don't know what I've pressed. There we go. I've had the most chilled out, relaxing day. I finished Lightlark, I've played and like made good progress on Disney Dreamlight Valley, I'm catching up on Bake Off, and I have put 3 options over on my Instagram stories for Instagram to vote on what my next read will be. I feel like I might have a preference. I realised when I was putting the story up that I kind of know which one I want people to vote for, but I also don't know if I want to save that one until we're like properly in October for the vibes, you know? I don't know if I'll get this like another book finished before it's October. So I have stolen some books from the October TBR, but it is now in Instagram's hands. So the first choice is King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett Sinclair. This is a fantasy marriage of convenience. I want to do a marriage of convenience vlog, so this is one of the choices for that. I then have Vengeful by VE Schwab. This is the sequel to Vicious by VE Schwab. It is like a fantasy book, but it's also kind of dark academia vibes. It follows Victor and Eli as they are trying to kill each other because they're mortal enemies, because when they were at university they were studying extraordinary beings, and this research became practical rather than theoretical, and it drove them apart. So we have the sequel here, and then we have Gideon the Ninth by Tasmin Moyer. This is like a big one for me to read in October, but it has 2 follow-up books, so if I were to finish it this week, I could just read the next one in October. So this is the one that I want to win. If I do end up reading it as like a Halloween book, then I definitely won't be upset with Instagram if that happens. I think that might be a bit of a blessing in disguise. So all in all, I don't actually know what I want to read next. I'm feeling very conflicted, so I have asked over on Instagram, and in the meantime I think I'm just gonna do some editing of my vlog, or I don't really know what I'm gonna do in the meantime. I cannot tell you how many outfits I have tried on this morning. It's been rough out here this morning. I have to go in to uni for the very first time today, and I'm nervous. I'm stressed, I'm nervous. They want to do like a meet your lecturers, meet your specific degree classes before classes actually start next week, which I like. It means that when I go to classes next week, I will see some familiar faces. It won't feel quite as daunting, and I will also know where all of those classrooms are before next week too. But choosing an outfit for today has been rough because it's not a lecture. I can't just dress casual and slobby like I'm going to a lecture like I would at Exeter. I also have to do like an hour commute on the train, so I need to look somewhat presentable. I also like really want to make a good impression with my lecturers. I would like to stay on and do a PhD, and whilst I know that my brain is all they care about, it's still good to make a good first impression. And so I have been freaking out. I've been freaking out. Like, I put on some really smart outfit, but I just didn't feel like myself. So all of the outfits that I had planned, I just didn't feel like myself in them. It felt like I was trying on a costume. But I have landed on some red flares and this like collared cardigan that I have left slightly unbuttoned and pulled back so it looks a bit more relaxed. And I think this has a good mix of like smart, it's like very casual, doesn't look like I'm trying too hard, even though I was trying very hard. It is like smart, and proper is not the word I'm looking for, but I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, so let's just go with proper enough for like a fancy uni like meeting thing. So this is what we're going with. I'm not entirely sure about the cardigan. It's giving autumnal vibes, and I think I'm just overthinking it at this point. So now all I have to do is do my hair. I'm going to Dyson Airwrap the fringe so that it curtains basically, and then I need to clear up all of this mess that I have made, and then you can come with me into London to go to UCL for the first time. Once I step outside, and especially getting on the tube, my hair is not going to stay looking like this, so I want to document. I started the day with some good curtain bangs, and so this is like the fit. I've done like a little half up pony, gold jewellery on. Do I look like someone who's about to do a Master of Science degree? It started rocky, but I just had to trust the process. Hi guys, I am back. I ended up not really vlogging much when I was in central London. It was really stressful, and I know this sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but I kind of forgot about how busy it was probably going to be with it being like Freshers Week. Like, I was really overwhelmed by everything that was going on, but I did make it to my meeting and I did get my ID card, so those were like the most important things that I needed to do today. They have set work already, and I'll be honest, I'm feeling really stressed out and overwhelmed over the amount of stuff that I already have to do and the amount of stuff that they're telling us that we're gonna have to do. Like, I kind of feel like I can't do it, and I have spent so long looking forward to this. And I've gone in for an informal meeting and I've come out with a 2,000 word essay due in 2 weeks when teaching hasn't even started. I have an exam in 4 weeks time. On top of the 4-hour labs we have every single day, I have to find another 6 hours a week to do independent lab work. Like, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. And then I got home from London and my oldest dog is really sick. I'm just having a stressful day, so I have run myself a bath. Instagram voted for me to read Vicious now, so I'm just gonna read Vicious in the bath and try and calm down a little bit, and then I don't know whether I'll try and tackle some of my work tonight or just get organised or just ignore it altogether and just chill out. I don't know when else I'm gonna do it because I have back-to-back meetings tomorrow and Friday, and I also have to film my October TBR to go out on Friday night, so I don't really know when I'm going to be able to start this essay, but I don't know. This morning's Denzel update is he is feeling much better. Look, he's got so much like brightness in his eyes again today. He's just very needy, but that's fine. That's fine, yeah. So he's eating, but he's not like moving to eat, so bring it to him, but it's an improvement on yesterday. So where he's 14, he has like quite bad arthritis in his hips, and we think like just the change in temperature this week, and on his walk earlier this week he got wet and it's been cold. It's probably all just kind of settled into his bones and made him very achy, and he's just a little over dramatic doggo at the best of times anyway. He's definitely doing much better today, and I can relax and breathe a little bit. One of my meetings for the day is done. I now have an hour break for lunch, but rather than having lunch I'm going to do some more of my reading for my classes next week. Mostly Monday's one. I feel like, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I will be able to get done next week as well, but Mondays my class is like at 10 AM Monday morning, so I kind of need to get that done this week. I really haven't read much of Vengeful by VE Schwab, but from what I have read, what I read in the bath yesterday, I'm really enjoying it. It's still got that like mystery element, it's still kind of dark but intriguing, and I'm happy to report that there are still flashback elements because I was worried that there wouldn't be. I'm like not even 5 chapters into the book, I think I'm on chapter 4, but VE Schwab does quite short chapters, at least in this book they're quite short, so that's really not a lot of the book at all. But so far so good. I'm really hoping tonight I will have time to like sit down and properly read it, because this reading vlog is no longer a reading vlog really. I didn't realise quite how much work I would have to do so early on. I thought this week would be a bit of a free week for me, but no, it's been a really hit the ground running situation. So I am hoping to get some reading done later. I do like actually want to read it and get into it, but I just don't seem to have the time at the moment. Guys, Denzel never lets Marvin on the bed, and look at them. I mean, that's as close as Denzel's ever going to allow Marvin to get to him, but look at them. There's like that much gap between them. Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. You can tell it's a work day because the Udi is out. Today's just another like full-on day. I have a video to edit and upload. I have writing workshops, I have reading to do. The only benefit is I thought that I had a 10 till 12 workshop, but I don't. I only have a 1 till 3, so that like I was up in time to do the 10 till 12 because I really thought that I had one. So that 10 till 12 session, I've been editing this video, so that's hopefully less I have to do this evening when I can just do more reading, and then that shifts some of the reading I was going to do on Sunday to today. You know, if I'm freeing up time on Sunday evening before the week starts, that works better for me. I would prefer to do that. It also means that I might have a chance to do a little bit of reading tonight. I I'm now on page 100 or so of Vengeful. I'm kind of struggling to see where it's going. It feels a little bit random right now, and I'm really struggling to keep track of like the timeline, because some of the chapter headings are like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, like etc etc, and I don't know like when the ago, like what is the primary timeline for this book, and is it like there'll be a 3 years ago and then there'll be like a 5 years ago, so is the 5 years like 5 years ago from the 3 years, or is it 5 years ago from the central timeline that I'm still not sure what it is? Like I'm struggling a little bit with the timeline, but I'm sure that it will all become clear, and it is an enjoyable read. I'm having a good time with it. I do want to keep reading it, but I'm just a little bit all over the place with Vengeful right now, and I'm really struggling to actually work out what the plot is going to be, but we move, it's fine. For now though, I just really have to focus on getting my October TBR edited. Hi guys, so I was just editing this vlog and I realised that I didn't actually film the outro, so I'm gonna do that now. Vicious progress has been much better since actually finishing the vlog. I've really found the time to read it, and I do appreciate you guys bearing with because there isn't much reading content in this book. But you did see me finish Lightlark and start Vicious by VE Schwab. Both incredible books. Can't believe how much fun it was. Like, if you think that you would enjoy it, I recommend you go pick it up. Like, once you do have to kind of work to get into it, but once you do, so worth it. Had such a good time with it, and it did give me a little bit of a book hangover as well. And then Vicious, again, I don't know if I'm just allergic to the beginning of books or something, but I found the beginning of Vicious to be a little bit confusing and hard to get into, but in its defense, it has been a year since I picked up Vicious. I mean Vengeful. I hope you know that I mean Vengeful. It's been a year since I picked up and read Vicious, and thus Vengeful has been a little bit difficult for me to get into, but then it did kind of pick up, and I realised what I was genuinely confused about and what I was supposed to be confused about, and I'm still kind of wonderfully confused, but in a really good way. Like, I know that I'm not supposed to know what's going on, so it's a little bit one of those books. I'm waiting for all of the threads to like properly come together and for there to be this like big conflict. Something has got to happen at the climax of this book, and I think on my way to that now, so I'm hoping that I will get there soon. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog, especially if you made it this far. If you did enjoy and you want to see more study content, more book content, just more vlogs or just bookish videos at all, why am I clapping? I don't know. But if you would like to stay and see some more of that, then do please feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below to stay tuned for future content. I upload twice a week on a Wednesday and a Friday, so there is no shortage of bookish content here for you to enjoy. You guys can also feel free to check me out on Instagram and Twitter at @PageInChapter for more bookish content if this wasn't enough. Or all of my reading vlogs and reading challenge vlogs are organised into playlists on my channel if you'd like to go back and watch some of the other ones. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, you're enjoying everything you are reading, and there are no reading slumps in your future. And I will see you for my next video. Bye guys.